What's going on, guys? T. Blake here, and today we're going to be going over some of my favorite things of this past year. First and foremost, it looks like my little puppy here has come over to say hello. This is Moby. He is a Doberman Golden Retriever mix, and we're going to try to put him in a different room so he doesn't interrupt too much. So, Moby, we're going to send you
a few moments later.
What's going on, guys? T. Blake here. You're tuning into another video of our kind of countdown style of my favorite things from 2024. If you missed any other videos, go back and check my channel. But today we're going to get into this day's video. Awesome. So for the first video, we will do sneakers. Before I get into that, I guess I'll talk about like what's been going on this past year, especially. So I am working for a healthcare company called Noom, N-O-O-M. I am directing partnerships and integrations there. So it's been a huge change from kind of like being self-employed, entrepreneurial. I still get to be very entrepreneurial and kind of have a lot of free reign within my role, which is great. But, you know, as I'm thinking about starting a family, as I'm thinking about, you know, what's just sustainable for me in the long run, even from like a mental health perspective, having a consistent paycheck every 2 weeks, not to say that I was ever doing bad, but I think anyone that's an entrepreneur or you own your own business can relate to this. It's like when you're eating what you kill every single month, it's hard to enjoy money, even if you're making, relatively speaking, like quite a bit of money each month. And the rationale there is like, there's just a lot of fear and anxiety over, it's like, okay, I did great this month, but what could happen next month? And like that uncertainty just wasn't really a great way. You know, like I'd went years without really being able to take a vacation and disconnect from work. And because I was the business, I didn't have team members I could rely on. So for almost a full year applying to jobs, I was getting like absolutely rejected, like no interest in me working there. So it's been nice to see, you know, not only have I taken on a new role, but things have been going really well there. So TLDR and what I've been doing is I got a new job and things are going great. Man, Honeydew missed a sponsored video opportunity here. We'll start off with sneakers. Again, this is what I thought was also a sneaker of the year contender. It was so funny to kind of see like the drama and fallout from ComplexCon this year with like sneaker of the year debates. You know, my friend Brandon Williams getting into it with Lil Yachty during the panel. I just think it's like, one, slightly hilarious, like thinking about where sneakers are now versus where they were like a decade ago or longer when I first started. I think it's, on one hand, it's great to see like the fierce debate, but on the other hand, it's like odd to see it so, you know, commercialized and et cetera. So what I have here is the Nina Chanel Jordan 3. I absolutely love the sneaker. We'll do some tight detail shots of it. I'll show you on foot, everything else. Now, I found Nina's work through Goda Gallery. It's a gallery that Easy owns, this dude that, or I guess he runs it, but he used to be Travis Scott's manager. He was like a really early kind of mentor to me, helped me early on in like sneaker career, everything else, and his trajectory is just absolutely insane. He's in so much work. But Nina Chanel also did an NFT project, which, as you guys know, I was like, involved in a lot of the crypto stuff, learning that space. And the reason I speak to her art, first and foremost, is one, the rationale for her collab, and two, like you see a lot of her artwork inspiration onto the box, where at first glance, if you don't really know, maybe it's a little abstract or not quite connected, but both on the inner wrapping paper and the box itself really corresponds with her artwork, which I personally love and enjoy. I'm a sucker for green, right? Like Babs in college, I have an affinity towards sneakers that are green. And I also have an affinity towards the Jordan 3. It's one of the most comfortable models for me personally, having a wider foot. There's a lot of other models where it's just difficult to get in. And I will say that the material storytelling on this shoe is what makes it, to me, kind of a sneaker of the year contender. There's just such an interesting use of mixed materials on the upper, the suedes, you have the canvas, and on the back tab, you kind of have a reinterpretation of the Nike Air, a really luxe premium leather on the inside, and I love the rope laces for these. So I think for taking something that is kind of a tried and true and iconic model, the Jordan 3, and to make it so unique and interesting using materials that I just haven't quite seen, even the ability for her to kind of take, again, liberties not just to the back tab, but take liberties on how, you know, the Air Jordan stitched inside. I just love this sneaker. I love how it looks. I love the color story, the material storytelling, and the fact that they're celebrating an up-and-coming artist and elevating it into a Jordan collab is great. The other thing I'll say about these is even though it was a women's release, they did release in unisex sizes, I think up to like 16 women. So I grabbed a size 13.5, which is about a 12 US men's, and basically for retail. So this was a sneaker where like day of, sold out, couldn't get it, had written it off. And lo and behold, like on StockX after shipping and fees, it was like basically retail. So really cool to have what I think is one of the strongest sneakers of the year, not only be accessible in terms of price point, but also pertain to an artist that I was familiar with and really excited to see her receiving a Jordan collab. So, all right, so that's gonna do it for this first video here, highlighting the sneaker of the year. In my opinion, the Nina Chanel Jordan 3. Absolutely love it. Please let me know what you guys think about this model in particular, things that caught your eye, were really attention grabbing. There were obviously a ton of releases, lots of noise. The signal in that noise to me was this release, and really happy to have been able to pick it up this year. So appreciate you guys watching, and stay tuned. There will be another video on a new topic coming up the next day, or if you're watching this in the future, it's on my channel. So be sure to check out that playlist. T Blake signing out. Peace, guys.